Today on Colorado Martini Living, ooh, my aching feet, ooh. So, about 10 years ago, my feet started really hurting, and I'm talking about the bottoms of my feet. It got so bad that anytime we went to the zoo or a museum, my family would have to get me a wheelchair because I couldn't make it the whole day. It would just start with kind of a dull aching pain, and then it just got to a point where I couldn't even put my foot down onto the ground. So I tried all these different kinds of shoes. I was trying to buy every different kind of tennis shoe that was out there, trying to find just that right one that my feet would allow my feet to last throughout the day. I mean, my hiking just went out the window. I love to walk, I love to run, and I just couldn't do any of it anymore. So then I finally went to the foot doctor, and of course he gave me just this normal prescription that he gives everybody, orthotics. And although orthotics helped, it just wasn't 100%. My top of my feet started becoming very sensitive. I started having to buy bigger shoes to make these orthotics fit. Being a woman, I wanted to wear, nice looking shoes when I went out at night, and it just wasn't cutting it. And I needed to find what was causing this and find something else because the doctor just wasn't helping me. So, most of my life I walked a lot and I've jogged a lot and I've done a lot of hiking, but I always had really good shoes. So I wasn't really sure if that's what caused the damage, but the damage was there, and whatever had caused it, I needed to find something to help. And, the doctor was like, oh, take ibuprofen. Well, if I took ibuprofen every time my feet hurt, I would really have major problems because I would have to take ibuprofen all the time. So something hit me. I was listening to something on TV or the radio, whatever, and they were saying how many nerve endings were in our feet. And I started to think about, well, maybe if I do some kind of acupressure or acupuncture or something like that, that maybe that would stimulate the nerve endings to stop hurting so much. So this is a pedicure file, and it's got like these little ridges, almost like a grater, that come up. And so you put in the shower, you put some soap on this, and then you just rub it on your feet. And not only will this take off the dead skin and keep your heels really nice, it stimulates the nerves along your foot. So, really work it into areas that are really hurting you, and spend some time really massaging the foot with this to help stimulate the circulation. I try to do this for at least a minute on each foot in the shower, and it really has helped. So this is a foot massager that was my mother's, and it's got these little ridges on it. And so after I work out, I always kind of massage the bottom of my feet, and it gets the circulation going in the bottom of my feet. So you can see it's got these little ridges, and you just move your foot back and forth. You can angle it if the side of your foot is the one that's hurting. It's pretty cool. So I was beginning to think that maybe I was pre-diabetic, and because if you're diabetic, you have problems with your feet because the condition keeps the blood flow. You have problems with blood flow in your feet, and so if you notice that sores aren't starting to heal, that might be a sign. So I have my blood glucose taken, and it needs to be between 70 and 99, and I was pretty close to 99. So I started decreasing my sugar to see if that helped, and it has. If anything, it's helped a lot of things. But you really need to watch your sugar, and because the last thing that you want to do is become diabetic. One of the things that have really helped my feet are these sock sleeves They're open toe, so you can even wear them with, like a sandal. And basically, I put these on every day. Um, and I put them on under my socks. And they're compression sleeves. And so I'm about ready to work out, so I'm going to put my peds on over this. My socks, if you don't know what a ped is, before I go put my tennis shoes on to go work out. This has really helped my walking. I find that I can walk a lot more. You can put these in the washing machine and in the dryer, and I haven't had any problems. So I have about 4 sets of these, and I'm probably going to buy some more because they are really, really helping me. But it's like having a really thick nylon stocking on your foot, and they're just ever so slightly tight on your feet. When you first buy them, they're a little tight, but you want them to be, and because they eventually get stretched out after a while. So I tried methods such as heat and ice, a heating pad and an ice pack, and it does help. It does help relieve some of the pain, but it's a temporary fix. I needed something to prevent my feet from hurting before I go out and do events. So I needed to find something that helped. The doctor said, oh, put your feet up. And that's fine and dandy, but I need to get out. I need to do things. I want to go hiking. I want to go walking. I've switched my exercise to low impact, such as an elliptical. So I don't run anymore, but I want to get out and walk, and I want to enjoy this beautiful place I live in. Plus if I don't exercise, I'm just going to gain weight, and that defeats the purpose, because I already know that when I gain weight, my feet start hurting more. One thing that I found that was really important is that you need some sturdy shoes. You can't always wear flats, and if you do wear flats, being a woman, you need to make sure there's some cushion. If you really look at some of these flats, there's a little piece of leather between you and the ground, and that's not absorbing the impact of you walking. So it's really important that you buy some shoes that have some cushion in it. So I actually put down below some of the shoes that I wear that I really would recommend. So if you look in the description, you can show some of those. But I've really, had to do a lot of trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't, and what really cushions the foot. I wear a hiking boot more now, and a hiking boot doesn't have to be ugly. They're not a fashion statement, but you can find ones that aren't, like you're going backpacking for a week. Definitely wear shoes. Don't walk around barefooted, even around your house. Put on a pair of tennis shoes to walk around the house or do things in the kitchen or clean up the house. Being barefooted, even in the house, can really irritate the bottom of your feet. And then there's high heels. Yeah, I don't wear those anymore. They're painful. Matter of fact, I just saw a study yesterday, I think I saw it on the news, that the sale of high heel shoes has drastically dropped in the last few years. Because people are realizing that they're ruining their feet, and that the sale of tennis shoes has gone up. So I found that kind of interesting, that people are starting to realize that we have an epidemic of people whose feet are hurting. We're starting to see commercials on TV where it's all about the feet and curing the pain of people's feet. Well, our shoes are really, really bad, and they're poorly made. Put some money in some good shoes. Believe me, you don't want to end up like me, where I have a hard time walking around a festival, or going out at night and just walking the town with my husband, and things of that nature. It's definitely got a lot better with some of the products I've been buying, and some of the methods I've been using. So I hope you try some of them to see if maybe they work for you. Again, I have an article that I wrote about this, and the link is down below in the description. along with some of the links to some of the products that I've been using that really have helped me a lot. So I hope they help you also. Like usual, I am not a doctor. These are just my experiences of things that I have gone through and things that I recommend that have helped me. Always, if you have problems, always seek medical attention. This is not, do not consider this medical advice. And before you try anything new, always consult your doctor. Because something new might interfere with a condition you have or some medication that you're taking. And this is just purely for educational purposes and is not meant as medical advice.